Hey guys, Quante95 here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Kirby Superstar. In the last episode, we tackled the revenge of Meta Knight and defeated Meta Knight himself for the second time. And in this episode, we're going to be tackling the Milky Way Wishes, the final sub-game in the series. Help, you must stop the sun and the moon from fighting. What a weird storyline. Seriously? The sun and the moon fighting? Unless it's the sun and the moon from Kirby's Adventure, then it's perfectly understandable. Because they have different abilities, but no, it's just... you'll see. Because it's not them. One day in the year, the sun and the moon fought day and night.
Hey, hey, hey! Can you make peace between the sun and the moon? You need to ask Nova the giant comet for help. But first, there's something we must do. To ask Nova, we must gather the power from the stars all around us. It will be difficult, Kirby, but can you do it? We're counting on you. Good luck! Good luck!
And that's the story of Milky Way Wishes. And we get thrown right into this overworld right here, and the sun and the moon are still fighting, man. Stop your quarreling. We will put an end to this right now. Right now. Let's head to Floria. Stop the futile arguments between the sun and the moon. What do they want anyway, to go out with planet Earth? She isn't interested in either of you. But regardless, the Great Cave... see that I'm already calling it the Great Cave Offensive, because it sort of has a general, like, similar gameplay style. You go around, and you aren't able to use your copy ability, you actually have to find the power-ups. So that's kind of probably why I just called it the Great Cave Offensive, because that's what it's similar to. To 100% it, you actually have to find every power-up in, like, every power-up. You're gonna have to go around finding the power-ups. You can't just swallow and, like, use the copy ability on an enemy like you normally have been doing this entire game. You're gonna have to find them in different areas, which has good elements to it and has bad elements to it. Because once you have the power-up, you have it forever. You never have to get rid of it or anything. No, there's no rules behind it. You can keep the power for as long as you want and use it for as long as you want to. Which is pretty good, because you have a good arsenal on the fly, and you can just use it to your pleasing. Just, you can use it anytime you want, is what I'm trying to say. And you can switch through them very easily. So it's not like you're not restricted in any type of way, but yet you still are. Mainly because you have to find the power-up before you actually have this awesome, like, feature. And that's kind of what a downside is to it, because you have to find the ability first. So if you have, like, your favorite ability and you're like, oh, I'm gonna be able to use it throughout the entire game, sweet! Well, you're gonna have to find it first. And if you never end up finding it, well, you're not even gonna be able to use it throughout the sub-game at all. So that's kind of where it gets stupid, I must say. Like, so the gameplay has its ups and downs. Either you like it, either you don't. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I'll just like having the copy ability right there with me, and just going along with whatever I have right at that moment. But that's just me. I don't like actually having to find the power-ups in order to be able to use it. Like, I want my favorite ability right then and there, dang it. Even though that still applies to this game, so there's no way to complain, because it just contradicts itself, sort of. It's really weird. But regardless, we still got through the labyrinthy maze part of Floria. And Floria can actually give you a bit of trouble if you've never played it before. I just spent so much time explaining the concept of Milky Way Wishes, I didn't actually get to explain Floria. but you pretty much get the idea just from watching the video of what I was doing, so it should have been pretty self-explanatory. But none of the levels are particularly like Floria. Like, Floria was sort of like the, maze type level. You have to find, like, all sorts of seasons, and each season has different doors you can go through, and different trees are cut down in different seasons, depending on what season you're in. And it just gets really tedious if you don't know what you're doing, because you have to spend all your time finding out which doors to go through and everything, and it kind of cuts you off from the game, almost. Like, if you get bored doing that, then it's probably just not going to motivate you to play through the rest of the game. But the rest of the game isn't like that, even though there's still going to be a little puzzle element type thing in this level, though. But not for a while. But as for the power-ups, like I said before, you need the power-ups to 100% this, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting the power-ups, like, all in one go. I'm just only going to be getting the power-ups that I actually know where they are. So, like, I might do, like, a little montage of me getting all the power-ups in this in, like, a bonus episode, but I don't want to have to put the stress on myself that I did in the Great Cave Offensive, as to where I'm constantly worrying about where treasures are and everything. Like, I don't want to have to keep on worrying about where power-ups are and different things like that. I want to be able to actually do what I want to, enjoy the gameplay while I can, and, you know, not play bad because of it. Because I played horribly in the Great Cave Offensive, even though this has been a pretty horrible playthrough in terms of gameplay anyway, because I've just been dying a lot. Just like right now, I'm just continuously getting hit by all these, like, fairly easy enemies. But that's just because I'm reckless. And if I end up dying to this, that's not going to be any good. That's no good. I guess, if you're a big fan of the sword, which most people are, you're going to want to come in this room. But this room is actually where you find the sword ability, so it gives you one of the best abilities pretty early in the game. Be glad, folks. Wow, we finally did it. Now this is where we get the sword ability. We're gonna have to defeat this boss first, though. He's a walk in the park. See, he's down. We kill him. We get the sword ability, and we get the freak out of here. And that's one of the better things about the Milky Way Wishes. We have this throughout the entire game, folks. We can use this whenever we please. Even though I'm not going to be doing that, I don't want to overuse the sword. Just like I said, like in an earlier episode, I'm not one to spam the sword. Even though it is a really good ability, I must admit. But the sword is in that room, if you're really interested in it. If not, well then, screw you. Now this is the sort of maze aspect to this level. There's the beam, I almost called it Waddle Doo statue. Well, they are sort of like the trophies in Super Smash Bros. If you really think about it, the design of those things. But yeah, there was the beam ability. And if you want to get through this successfully, just follow everything that I'm doing, and you will get through it fairly easy. Switching back to the sword. There's a boss battle right after this. If you don't get lost in this maze type thing, this level is actually really short. So then again, this level will give you like a lot of trouble too. So that's the thing about the Milky Way Wishes, though. It has the highest difficulty, so you can't just expect even the first levels to be a walk in the park, because they're not. You know, they're not playing around. I've said that for like the past 3 freaking sub-games, but it's true, especially for this one. And it's time to get our revenge on Fatty Whale for whipping us so bad in the Great Cave Offensive. It looks like he's going to be getting our revenge, or his revenge. But not quite. Go back to the deep dark abyss where you came, fatty. But that does it for Aqualus. Yep, that does it for these two levels. And each of the levels, like, there are an even amount of levels, like, so I could do these by twos, I guess. Yeah, I could probably do these by two. So maybe, just maybe, if everything works out correctly, we can do this cloud level here and this fire level here that looks much like the sun, which is fighting over there. But yeah, if everything goes correctly, we'll be doing these two levels in the next episode of Kirby Superstar. See you next time in the Milky Way Wishes. Have a great day.